Hi everyone, welcome back to UPC Tech Hub. Today I am going to teach you how to use SQLite in Expo by creating a simple CRUD application. SQLite is a simple database that's work inside your mobile application. It does not need internet. It stores data on the device like a small notebook inside the phone. Perfect for the note apps, to-do apps and offline apps. In this tutorial, we will create a small note app using Expo SQLite. It's including create a database, create a table, insert a table, read data, update data, delete data. Then let's start. First, I started by creating a new Expo React Native project. After the project was created, I removed the default tabs folder and all the unnecessary example files that come with Expo. I just kept a clean, simple structure so we can focus only on building our SQLite Note app. Next, I created a new layout.txt file for our navigation setup. After that, I created an index.txt file and I also changed the default const index component to simple function called app. I like using function app because it is easier to read and feels cleaner for beginner friendly project. Next, we need to install Expo SQLite in our project. Expo also recommends using this package for local databases. So I went to the official documentation and copied the command npx expo install is Expo SQLite. Then I install it in the project and restart the app to make sure everything loaded correctly. Now let's create the database setup for our Notes app. First I created the TypeScript type called SQLite-DB. This just says our database can be either a real SQLite database or null when it is not ready. Then I created the variable called db to store the database connection. After that, I made an open database function. This function runs when the app starts and its job is open the database file notes.db, save that connection into db, read the table called notes if does not already exist. Each note will have an id, title and created at time. You can see here is the code. If everything works, the function return the database. If something goes wrong, we catch the error and return null. So basically this step initialize our local SQLite database and prepare the table we need for our storing notes. Now let's load our notes from the database when app starts. First I use a use effect. This runs one time when the app opens. Inside it I called open database function. When the database is ready, I call fetch note function to load all the save note from SQLite. And after everything is done, I set loading to false. So basically, app is start, database open, note load, UI is ready. Now let's look at the fetch note function. This is a function that actually read the data from our SQLite database. Here what happens. First I check it the database exists. If not, stop. Then I run SQLite query. Select star from notes order by ID descending order. It means get all notes from the database and sort them from the newest to oldest. Third one is then I store the result inside the notes state using set notes. So every time I call fetch note, UI gets update with the latest notes. That's all. Now app can ready and display the data from SQLite. Now let's build a UI for our Notes app. I am keeping the design very simple and clean so beginners can easily follow along. Main layout: inside the return section, I created the container view with some padding and space from the top. This gives our wall screen from breathing room. Heading for, I added the big title at the top. Nothing crazy here. This just a simple heading so users know what the app does. Next one is input box to add notes. Then I added the text input where the user can type their notes. It's a border pattern, rounded corner, very basic but looks neat. Below the input I added the button. When the press button, it call our add note function later. Next one is note list. Then I add flat list to show all save notes. Inside each list item, I created a nice card style UI. White background, rounded corner, shadow, padding I also added. This make each note look like a separate card. In here I add the add function, delete function, update function for the UI updation. Oops, I got an error. The issue happened because I had an old database file inside the app. So I simply deleted the app from my device and reinstalled it. And the problem was fixed. So now full note taking app is completely working. We can add notes, update them, delete them, and everything is saved inside SQLite locally. If you want more tutorial like this, maybe searching notes, filtering, or building more advanced SQLite project, drop a comment below and I will make more videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.